Hey guys, it's me, YayaDiamond, and thank you guys so much for being a part of YayaDiamond's Dream Chasers Radio, Red Hot Reality Entertainment, and so many other people that actually come here and grace this show because I feel like I'm just a blessed person to actually have so many people come on this show. And today we have Jason Combs, and I hope I said that right. And he is actually sponsoring this show today, but he's also going to be the guest. So I want to just go ahead and say thank you so much for being with us today. It's just such a pleasure having you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure joining you. Yeah, yeah. Pleasure
Oh,
meeting you.
thank you. So listen, so you have a website and
Yes,
you have a program. It's called Moving Your Life Forward, Laws of Moving Forward. And
yes.
you talk about moving forward, but let's see, how did you get to the point where you wanted to teach other people how to move forward? I mean, how did that happen? I'm just jumping right in because I
Mhm.
like these subjects.
That's a great question. It really started for me way back in about 2008 or so. This was a time in our life I was going through a stage where I really trying to find myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had just moved out of my mom's house, out of her basement, and really set a course to kind of move out and establish myself in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hit a rough spot where I basically end up after moving out for about a year, I lost pretty much everything that I had. Um, Car got repossessed. Um, my job, lost my job at that point in time. Yes, it's quite a nerve-wracking experience,
Oh yeah.
and lost the place I was living at, lost that. I really went through what Eckhart Tolle called the dark night of the soul. So I
Mm-hmm.
really just went through a place of wandering and trying to figure out myself. And really, that's where I started to examine myself and starting to um, really find ways that I can improve myself on what was going right and what was going wrong, and find out why things were going wrong. And that's where the journey really started. At that point in time, I went on a journey to really self-discovery and finding out how to improve upon my path.
That is interesting. I mean, did you really have to hit rock bottom to actually experience that? I think a lot of people don't realize that hitting the rock bottom forces you to come up like fighting. What was that like for you?
Absolutely. So at that point in time, because it's a stage where you're like, okay, I've never been here before. What am I? What am I here to learn? What am I here to find out? Why am I here? So you start asking yourself a lot of questions, and of course, you want to find answers. And so I find that through meditating, through building my relationship going, my spiritual journey of finding God and whatever that means for you, whether it's um, some people say universe now, but for me it was a personal. I encounter with a personal relationship with my Creator,
Hmm.
and that really opened my eyes and opened my perspective on things, and realized that there's more to life than just the physical things.
Hmm.
And so for me, you asked whether when I had to reach out. For me, I think I had to get to that point because I was putting my whole life on gaining material things,
Mm.
relationships, and my life was centered around the physical. So I had to really hit that spot where I really examine myself and make a decision. Am I going to still focus on the physical? Am I going to focus on the financial aspect of life? And am I
Yeah.
going to now refocus and take a different path?
Yeah. You mentioned the spiritual benefits, right? Like
Yeah.
spirituality and all that stuff and everything.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on how honesty with oneself can lead a person to personal growth? I mean, you have to be honest with you first. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I mean, how is it going to work if you can't even tell the truth to you?
Oh my gosh, that's so true. That's the first step, really, is to be open and come to that point where this is it. This is the reality of where I'm at. And that's the first step you need to take in order to change things. And for me, it's having open communication with my loved ones, my friends, being honest and being straightforward. I talk about the laws of candor, of having open communication, of being truthful, and being upfront and being authentic in my walk. And I find that through this experience, everyone saw what I was going through, so I was an open book.
Mhm.
With my experience, my family was there for. Thank God, my mom was there for me during the whole process. So she was able to counsel me. She was able to get the family to rally around me. So, it's very important to be open so that people can assist you in areas where you may need assistance.
Yeah.
And there's also the psychological um, aspect of where you're so open that you now don't have that blockage, that wall that is hindering you from progressing because
Mhm.
you're so open to inspiration, you're open um, to the input of others as well. So you're gaining so much wisdom and insight and knowledge from all of this.
Mhm. What about blockages?
Mhm.
I mean, tell me about blockages. I mean, do you talk about that in your program and how,
Yes,
a lot of people think, "Oh, this is hocus pocus. This is not real. This is not true." But I find that this is more real than most things in my life.
absolutely. Because like with what I went through, of course, there's a lot of trauma. I'm not a psychologist, but
Mhm.
you learn this. I mean, there are obviously some trauma um, that I experienced as a result of losing the physical things, the car, the money, and so forth, the apartment. So that I had to really get help with. Um, and I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. I'm still gaining insight and wisdom and moving forwards gradually in life. Uh, uh, Unresolved feelings, cultural, societal pressures and expectation. Those are normal aspects of
Oh, yeah.
life, and that those are a lot of emotional blockage is tied to those aspects. So um, there's a lot of expectation when I reached the age that I was at. I was around the age of, I think, around 29 or so at that point in time. So it was expected for me to be out on my own, to be
Mhm.
successful in life. And, um, you want to live up to all those expectation. And what happens now that I'm not at that stage where I'm starting over again now? That's a whole level of issues that entails. So yes, this and this really helped. I mean, talking about this is just we all go through if not this experience, some other experience where we need to move forward in life. Maybe it's a divorce. We need to take that next step to find out how to get my life together, how to move ahead from this.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. So, I want to know, how does your background and your experience in geography and financial planning help you to decipher and to plan this course that you're doing now with moving forward?
Yes. So for me, when I look at my life and making decisions and the steps that I take and the direction that I took in life, um, it was really about coming into alignment with purpose. And I
Mhm.
speak about this in my course. I realized that I was moving from a lot of jobs, dead end jobs that I was focusing on. I started customer service. I went into sales. I went into a whole heap of sales job and roles that I really find that weren't in alignment with what um, is intended for my life. And I really had to make a departure from that. I love writing and I love the creativity and the artistic side of myself. And I find that this is where I should be. I feel like this is the area that is more in alignment with my purpose, and
Yeah.
that comes through meditation. It comes through journaling. It comes through speaking with family and friends and getting input and insight and really finding out that I was not in alignment with a lot of what I did in the past. I love what I did. I love the educational background I have in geography. I learned a whole lot from that, and it gave me the base. My 4 year program at York University in Toronto was exceptional, and I went from that. I went into financial planning, a course which helped me a lot with understanding finance, and I use that as a basic for life. It helps me in my life going
Mm,
forward. But it is that it's just that a base, and now I'm moving now into my purpose. That's what
nice. So there are just so many different things that we can do, and we have a limited amount of time. But I wanted to go into like what would be like the one thing that if you didn't have in your course, your
I
whole
find.
course would be non and void. It'd be nothing.
For me, I find that it's really centered around the fact of being honest and being authentic and being open. I think that if you're not open enough, if you don't have the capacity to accept feedback, um, whether it's feedback you're getting from your colleagues or from family or just what maybe the universe is giving you.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're getting feedback that is real signs that are out there that are showing you that things are not in alignment, in sync with how your life is progressing. And I think that's the main thing is to take away from this.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, so many people just if they just got right on the right path, I think that everything would go a lot better. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to blow up in 2 weeks, but what I
Yes,
am saying is that in 2 weeks you will be further along than where you are today.
absolutely.
How can people stay in touch with you? How can they follow you?
Yes, I'm available on Instagram, IG. I'm available at Jason, Creative Jason C. Letter C at the end. Um, and that's the best way to get in touch with me. Um, Creative Jason C.
Awesome. We're going to put that in the description box below as well. What would be some of your advice if you had someone in front of you and they were going through something and your course would be the perfect thing to kind of
Yes.
pitch? What would you tell them?
I would say, of course, get the course. The course has a whole lot of insight. But for me, I found that um, which really helped me a lot was meditating, taking that alone time. And that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to sit for 30 minutes or an hour, but sometimes just 5 minutes of your day, just sit down and relax
Mhm.
and take in what comes to you and what the divine is saying to you. You'll really find a lot of direction. I got a lot of direction just from being still, going into nature, walking, and um, just that really helps me to focus and get into alignment. I find that that's one of my advice out there is just to sit still and
Sister. Oh,
yeah.
that's hard.
I know
That's
it is easier
hard.
said.
It's like, okay, so it's easy for this generation and generation, the current generation, and maybe the one before to have a seat and to sit still. They're kind of used to that. But my
Yes,
generation is usually up and running and doing something. So
yes, that's true.
it's really difficult. I mean, Generation X never really stays still in the
Yeah.
first place. So
And that's why if you're even on the subway, you have that moment where that alone time, even if it's for 2 minutes, just take that pause and put away the devices and just sit there for a moment and take in. You're gonna hear what's around you, what's happening around you. Of course, you're gonna hear your surroundings, but there's something even in the surrounding that will teach you. It will give you insight.
wow. Well, Jason, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. We're going to put all of your information in the description box so people can actually follow you on Instagram and possibly check out your course.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Pleasure.
you. Thank you. The pleasure's all mine. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, don't forget to go down to that description box, wherever it may be, the comment section, description box, whatever, and check it out and follow him on Instagram, please. And make sure that you just kind of get that inner peace. And like he said, be truthful. All right. It doesn't take much to do that. All
Awesome.
right, guys. Until next time, don't forget to dare to be different. Bye. Thank you for watching.